February 23rd, Numbers 28, 29, and 30. Numbers 28. And Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, Command the children of Israel, and you shall say to them, Take heed to bring my offering, my food for my offerings, made by fire, as a sweet fragrance to me, at their appointed time. And you shall say to them, This is the offering made by fire, which you bring to Yah, 2 male lambs a year old, perfect ones, daily, a continual ascending offering. 1 lamb you prepare in the morning, and the other lamb you prepare between the evenings. 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering mixed with 1/4 of a hin of pressed oil. A continual ascending offering which was offered at Mount Sinai for a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yah. And its drink offering, 1/4 of a hin for each lamb. Pour out the drink to Yah as an offering in the set-apart place. And the other lamb you prepare between the evenings. As the morning grain offering, and its drink offering you prepare it as an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yah. And on the Sabbath day 2 lambs a year old, perfect ones, 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering mixed with oil, with its drink offering. The ascending offering for every Sabbath, besides the continual ascending offering with its drink offering. And on the beginnings of your new moons you bring near an ascending offering to Yah, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 lambs a year old, perfect ones, 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering, mixed with oil for each bull, 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering mixed with oil for the 1 ram, 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for each lamb, as an ascending offering of sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yah. And their drink offering is 1/2 a hin of wine for a bull, and 1/3 of a hin for a ram, and 1/4 of a hin for a lamb. This is the ascending offering for each new moon, throughout the new moons of the year. 1 male goat as a sin offering to Yah is prepared, beside the continual ascending offering and its drink offering. And in the new moon, on the 14th day, is the Pesach of Yah, and on the 15th day of this new moon is a festival. For 7 days unleavened bread is eaten. On the first day is a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work. You shall bring near an offering made by fire, as an ascending offering to Yah, 2 young bulls and 1 ram, 7 lambs a year old, perfect ones they are for you. And their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil. Prepare 3/10 of an ephah for a bull, and 2/10 for a ram. Prepare 1/10 of an ephah for each of the 7 lambs, and 1 goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. Prepare these besides the ascending offering in the morning, which is for a continual ascending offering. According to these you are to prepare the food of the offering made by fire daily, for 7 days, as a sweet fragrance to Yah. It is prepared besides the continual ascending offering and its drink offering. On the 7th day you have a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work. And on the day of the first fruits, when you bring a new grain offering to Yah at your festival of Shavuot, you have a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work. And you shall bring near an ascending offering as a sweet fragrance to Yah, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 lambs a year old, with their grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each bull, 2/10 for 1 ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs. 1 male goat to make atonement for you. Perfect ones they are for you. Prepare them with their drink offerings, besides the continual ascending offering with its grain offering. Numbers 29. And in the new moon, on the first day of the new moon, you have a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work. It is Yom Teruah for you. You shall prepare an ascending offering as a sweet fragrance to Yah, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs, a year old, perfect ones. And their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs. 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. Besides the ascending offering with its grain offering for the new moon, the continual ascending offering with its grain offering, and their drink offerings according to the right ruling, as a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yah. And on the 10th day of this 7th new moon, you have a set-apart gathering, and you shall afflict your beings, you do no work. And you shall bring near an ascending offering to Yah, a sweet fragrance, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs a year old, perfect ones they are for you, and their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the 1 ram, 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, and a male goat as a sin offering. Besides the sin offering for atonement, the continual offering with its grain offering and their drink offerings. On the 15th day of the 7th new moon, you have a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work. You shall celebrate a festival to Yah for 7 days. And you shall bring near an ascending offering, an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yah, 13 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs a year old, perfect ones they are, and their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each of the 13 bulls, 2/10 for each of the 2 lambs, and 1/10 for each of the 14 lambs. And 1 male goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. Then on the 2nd day, 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by their number, according to the right ruling, and 1 male goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering with its grain offering and their drink offerings. And on the 3rd day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the right ruling. And 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering and its grain offering and its drink offering. Then on the 4th day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the right ruling, and 1 male goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. Then on the 5th day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by their number, according to the right ruling, and 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering and its grain offering, and its drink offering. Then on the 6th day, 8 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and their drink offerings to the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the right ruling, and 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. Then on the 7th day, 7 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the right ruling, and 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 8th day you have an assembly. You do no servile work. You shall bring near an ascending offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yah, 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs a year old, perfect ones, their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bull, for the ram, and for the lambs by their number, according to the right ruling, and 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. These you prepare to Yah at your appointed times, besides your vowed offerings and your voluntary offerings, and your ascending offerings and your grain offerings, as your drink offerings and your peace offerings. And Moshe spoke to the children of Israel, according to all that Yah had commanded Moshe. Numbers 30. And Moshe spoke to the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the word which Yah has commanded. When a man vows a vow to Yah, or swears an oath to bind himself by some agreement, he does not break his word. He does according to all that comes out of his mouth. Or if a woman vows a vow to Yah, she binds herself by some agreement, binds herself by some agreement, while in her father's house in her youth, and her father hears her vow, and the agreement by which she has bound herself, and her father has kept silent towards her, then all her vows shall stand, and every agreement with which she has bound herself stands. But if her father forbids her on the day that he hears, then none of her vows, nor her agreements by which she has bound herself stand, and Yah pardons her because her father has forbidden her. But if she at all belongs to a husband, while bound by her vows, or by a rash utterance from her lips by which she is bound, and her husband hears it, and has kept silent towards her on the day that he hears, then her vows shall stand, and her agreements by which she has bound herself do stand. But if her husband forbids her on the day that he hears it, then he has nullified her vow which she vowed, and the rash utterance of her lips by which she has bound herself, and Yah pardons her. But any vow of a widow or a divorced woman by which she has bound herself stands against her. If she has vowed in her husband's house, or has bound herself by an agreement with an oath, and her husband heard it, and has kept silent towards her, and did not forbid her, then all her vows shall stand. Every agreement by which she has bound herself stands. But if her husband clearly nullified them on the day that he heard them, then whatever came from her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the agreement binding her, it does not stand. Her husband has nullified them, and Yah pardons her. But every vow and every binding oath, to afflict her being, let her husband confirm it, or let her husband nullify it. But if her husband is altogether silent at her from day to day, then he confirms all her vows and all the agreements that bind her. He confirms them, because he kept silent toward her on the day that he heard. But if he nullifies them after he has heard, then he shall bear her crookedness. These are the laws which Yah commanded Moshe, between a man and his wife, and between a father and his daughter in her youth, in her father's house.